There we go. Just me. To be clear, just me. Still alive. How long is that going to last for? Right. Do you know, I thought I'd just do another video because it's been a while since my what the hell are the police for exactly, which is doing very well. 100 of you lovely people, over 100 of you lovely people have already viewed it, which is nice. God, where do I start? Right, so apparently police can just lie about stuff, and that's alright. Okay then. And then they can lie some more about some other stuff. It's incredible. I had a letter from the Judiciary Investigation Ombudsman yesterday. Some of you may see my reply on Facebook and Twitter. Because he said, this is Sir Michael Brigstock, KCB. I must be careful not to say KGB. He said, "Old chap, I'm choosing to not correspond with you any further," or something like that. Are you really? Are you? Are you? Because I don't think that's how it works. Do you know how it works? Me, taxpayer, Sir Michael, no, it's not Michael Briggs, it's John Brigstock, isn't it? So John Brigstock, public servant. This is how this works, guys. Right? Public servants. They're all the police, the councils, David Cameron, Whitehall, the government, the revenue. We all love them, don't we? They're all public servants, for God's sake. I mean, you have the right to question them on whatever you want. If you get your tax bill in and it's not right, question them. Don't just bloody pay it, right? Because the chances are you're paying someone else's bill, so you'll never get that back. Police, bunch of liars, right? From inspector level upwards. Just protecting the establishment. Recently they arrested, what was it, 600 paedophiles all across the country, right? They could have done that in Whitehall, for God's sake. It's just a show. It's the boys and their toys, a show of public force. Forget it, it's all a bunch of bullshit, right? I mean, this you know. Hello, we've arrested 600 paedophiles. They're doctors, they're teachers, they're whatever. Right, what's happened to all these secret files that go missing? Yeah, 114 files. Are they directly related to or to do with child abuse? I mean, you know, Elm House, Guest House, I think it is, in London in the 1980s, where Cliff Richard and others are reputed to have visited. It's incredible. These people lie, they tell any story that suits them, they'll try to do anything to get out of anything. You only have to look at things like Hillsborough, Jimmy Savile, that have been going on for 20, 30 years, and all the rise of the town hall and everything. You know, let me tell you, district councils, county councils, they were just an excuse to get away to get MPs away from the public limelight, you know. As soon as these things were brought in, and it was under the Thatcher government, the MPs immediately had less accountability. They were immediately less visible to their constituents. Of course they were, because people, quite right, they were focusing on what these new councils were doing. It's supposed to be new levels of democracy, new levels of freedom of speech. Bullshit. Okay, it was just, I mean, all the stuff I've had with the council. When this whole council thing first started, my council case, I think I emailed the council on a lunchtime. You know, it doesn't really matter what day it is. Next morning I had a letter through the door going, "We've done nothing wrong." Despite an extensive investigation. What extensive investigation? I mean, they must have caught the 3 o'clock post, you know what I mean? So they had an hour from getting my email to do their extensive investigation. They're all a bunch of bloody liars, right? Council, local government ombudsman, district auditor, revenue, David Cameron especially, the police, the PCC, the IPCC, the professional standards, oh God. All these government bodies are set up as a distraction. That's all it is. And they all supposedly have these job descriptions which all look very good on paper, but really, for example, my latest crusade, escapade, the Judicial Conduct Investigation Ombudsman, all they can do judges for are shouting at people, swearing in public, profane language, drink driving. So basically all offences that should be covered by the police. But of course, if you want to reprimand these judges otherwise, you have to take the legal route, which then costs you money. So Judicial Conduct Investigation Office and Judicial Conduct Ombudsman, 2 completely made up organisations which serve no useful purpose whatsoever, because they'll just write back to you and say, "This is outside my remit." They're all a bunch of jokers, they're all a bunch of frauds. More seriously, they're defrauding you, because this is where your tax money goes, you know. Right, so never vote again, that's my first message, because clearly they're all in it together. But seriously, it's, you know, it's a joke. The entire governmental Whitehall setup is an absolute joke. None of these organisations do what they're supposed to do, what they purport to do, you know. The Financial Services Authority was becoming a bit of a joke, so they went to a vast amount of expense to change the name to the Financial Conduct Authority. Same office, same people doing the job, but oh God, it's going to be better now we've changed the name. Bloody hell, why didn't we think of that before? Let me tell you, they're nothing. They do nothing. Right? They just back up the banks. You know, case in point, Santander. Owed them £2.5 grand overdraft. What happened was I had a couple of direct debits due out. I'd paid a cheque in time to cash out and cover these things. Of course, this cheque miraculously took 4.5 days and not 5. 4.5 days and not 4. And it came through from between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night. It came through with the 2 direct debits, then the cheque cashed. Oh, and then they charged me £50. Well, I just changed accounts. Right, don't listen to these people. They're, you know, the financial ombudsman was like, "Oh, but that's all, you know, that's all well and good, you know, the cheque cashed minutes after the direct debits went out." Of course it did. Yeah, right, whatever. How much did you get paid for that, mate? You know what I mean? New Jaguar around the driveway, is it? I mean, bloody hell. I boosted about 6 or 7 videos up the other night. Just stuff like, do you trust them just because you're in charge? They're doing this illegally. They're also doing this illegally. They're doing this illegally to someone else. But this is the point. This is what they do. You know, that's all they know how to do, is just threats and intimidation. So, look, just take care of there, guys, because nothing is what it seems. It's really not. That building site down the road, you know, they might be MI5 people. It sounds paranoid, but you know, there's a lot going on. emails that go missing and letters that get stolen out of your house. Apparently. I mean, I don't really care if they want to come and say hello. I've told them so many times they're welcome to knock on the door, you know. But just be careful out there, guys, because it's not what it seems. None of it is.